Welcome to KX News on the Go. I'm Chance Stickland. Firefighters in South Dakota continue to keep an eye on the Cedar River fire burning just under 9,000 acres. In the latest update, firefighters near Lemon say that the fire is about 90% contained. The fire started in Adams County on Wednesday afternoon and quickly spread. These pictures sent to us by Shane Penfield with the Lemon, South Dakota Fire Department. On Friday, crews were out performing controlled burns to try and stop the fire from spreading any further. Fortunately, no one was seriously hurt. Penfield says about 8 outbuildings have been destroyed. Before state legislators went home for the weekend, they approved one bill proposed by deer hunters in North Dakota. On Friday, House lawmakers approved Senate Bill 2137, which was seeking to allow hunters to use up to 50 gallons of bait and on spot to attract big game animals on private land. In the past few years, the Game and Fish Department has banned using bait in hunting units where chronic wasting disease has been found. Legislators who support the bill argue that the ban doesn't respect land or property rights. Friday's bill was broken into 2 sections along with 2 amendments. However, both of these failed on the House floor.
But without a holistic look, the studies are worthless. So we take away Game and Fish's ability to ban baiting. That is one step in their thing that they don't, in their toolbox, that they don't even have the data to back up that it makes that big of a difference, if any at all.
Game and Fish themselves plant food plots on a regular basis in just about every district there is. And yes, it helps sustain the deer herd, but it also helps them to congregate. So it's really no different than any other form of baiting, whether it's agriculture production and grain piles or the hunter baiting out there.
In the latest version of the bill, any bait used must be kept at least 50 feet away from any livestock land. The bill on Friday passed in the House 5634 and now will return to the Senate. Last year, the Game and Fish Department says they tested over 1,400 animals. 17 deer tested positive for CWD. 15 of those were shot by hunters. Another close vote on the Senate side on Friday, where lawmakers said no to an idea to help cover the cost of breast exams. Representative Karen Carls was sponsoring House Bill 1283, which was seeking to pay for diagnostic breast exams for people who are covered under the Public Employees Retirement Plan in North Dakota. The bill seeking to prevent the insurance board from charging a person a deductible copay or anything out of pocket for a test that could find breast cancer early. Lawmakers who voted against the bill say it would simply increase costs for other people in the insurance pool.
And I know that in Medicaid that 20% of the people represent 80% of the cost. So the cost is spread out over all of the members of the insurance. That's what insurance is. So I would encourage us that we give serious consideration to this because it avoids costs into the future.
This will go on to the employers. And as the employers continue to have racked up costs, more expenses, they're ultimately going to maybe crank back on what they're giving their employees, or maybe even eliminate the programs and put everybody out on their own.
That bill did fail on Friday by a vote of razor-thin margins, 24-22. Here's Andre with a quick check of your forecast.
Well, thank you so much, Chance. And looking here in Harvey right now, it is quite a wet scene here across Harvey. I mean, look how wet the roads are, and also the KX cam as well. And our current temperatures are at 36 degrees and the winds are out of the west-northwest at 17 miles per hour. But as we head into Garrison, we're also seeing a little bit of those wet conditions too. Look at that raindrop on the KX cam. And our current temperature is at 35 degrees and the winds are out of the west-northwest at 15 miles per hour. And we're continuing to see these areas of scattered rain and snow showers, and this activity is continuing to progress its way from the north and west towards the south and east, and it's because an overall northwesterly flow around here, so that's something to keep in mind. So if you're going out and about this morning, make sure that you are bundled up and also have your jackets and umbrellas on hand. Now as we head over into our current temperatures, our temperatures right now are mainly in the 30s, and you may think, that's not too bad. Well, with that northwesterly flow, about 5 to 15 miles per hour, that's making things feel really chilly around here. And we are seeing about a 5 to 15 dip in temperatures over the last 24 hours, so it really lets you know of how intense this air mass is. And again, we are seeing those northwesterly winds about 5 to 15 miles per hour, and even near 20 miles per hour in some locations, including there in Ashley. So it is quite a breezy morning, and it's caused by this area of high pressure here. And this area of high pressure, along with this area of low pressure to our east, is allowing for us to see that moisture being drawn into our neck of the woods. And this area of high pressure is expected, however, to move its way towards the east, and is going to help warm up those temperatures and improve those conditions between now and our Wednesday. Now, looking at our precision cast, here is 4 o'clock. We're continuing to see those scattered rain showers around here, and it's going to continue to move its way towards the south and east. And about 9 o'clock this evening, that's where those conditions will start to improve, and we will see much more clearer skies. And the amount of rainfall that we're expecting today, we are only expecting just under 1/10 of an inch for places along and east of Highway 83, and this includes Bismarck. Does this include Minot? So that's something to watch out for sure. Now, our wind gusts throughout the day in Minot will be increasing to around 30 to 40 miles per hour as we head into the afternoon hours. But once we get into the evening and overnight, we will start seeing those wind gusts start to calm on down and become more on the light and variable side. And that same thing goes for Dickinson too. Those wind gusts will be increasing to around that 25 to 35 mile per hour range, and even near 40 at times. And once we get into the overnight hours, that's where those conditions will really start to improve. Now, our highs for today will mainly be in the 40s, which means guess what? Our spring meter will be at a level 2 for today, and some 50s are quite possible. And our temperatures are going to be around 5 degrees below normal for this time of year. And then overnight tonight, temperatures will drop on down into the 20s. So it's going to be a rather cool night in store for us folks. So maybe some heaters will have to kick on tonight. And once we get into our Tuesday, temperatures will increase back up into the 60s, and we could even talk about some 70s in our extreme western counties. But for Williston, we will continue those 60s through our Wednesday with mainly sunny conditions. But however, once we get into our Thursday, that's where we're going to be watching our next rainmaker potential, and temperatures will be dropping into the 40s during the day on Thursday and into our Friday. And that same thing goes here in Dickinson as well. Now, looking here in Minot, we will continue to see that overall spring roller coaster with temperatures increasing into the 60s for Tuesday and Wednesday, then dropping into the 40s on Thursday and Friday, and then increasing back up into the 60s just in time for the weekend with mainly sunny skies. And that same thing goes here in Bismarck as well. So chance we're on this spring roller coaster for sure.
Teeter totter for sure. All right, Andre, thank you. For everyone here at KX News, I'm Chance Sticklin. Have a great day.